the Prophet's way of dealing and addressing people's mistakes and errors was to show the people, to guide people, which would prevent them from making these such mistakes. Guide him so that he would avoid making the mistake in the future. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. In the authentic hadith, Sahil ibn Hunayf, one of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, was with the Prophet once, and they were traveling nearby Medina, and he needed to wash himself either to cool down or clean up. At the time there were no laboratories or baths. The only thing he had to do was to cover his aura from the navel to the knee and do what he needed to do. He wanted to clean himself, and the upper part was being exposed. Amr ibn Rabi'a saw him, have a bath, and he was amazed, and he said to himself, I have not seen such a clean and pure skin like today, like with Sahil's skin. And he is telling the other person how pure the skin is. The movement, he says, Sahil fell onto the ground and he couldn't get up and got sick. So the people went to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to seek his guidance. Wouldn't you want to see what happened to Sahil? And he said, what happened? O Prophet of Allah, he fainted, he fell sick, and he was unable to raise his head. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, do you accuse anyone of doing something wrong? Amr ibn Rubiya looked at him, and we suspect we have given him an evil eye. So the Prophet ﷺ summoned Amir, rebuked him, admonished him, and was really harsh with him. He said, why would anyone kill his brother? Why, if you were to see something or not say, may Allah bless it? So the Prophet ﷺ directed Amir and the Muslims how to block the evil eye and how not to make such a mistake, to say, may Allah bless you, by saying, Allahumma barik. So, whenever you see something nice, make sure, and this obviously applies to us, that we should say Allahumma barik. At the end of the day, we believe in the Quran and the authentic Sunnah, and we believe that they override any science, as it's from Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth. The proven record for the past 15 centuries is that the Quran and the Sunnah is authentic and valid, scientific, logical, and proven with logic. The Prophet ﷺ said that the evil eye is the truth and something that is existing. It would cause a camel to die and be cooked and go into the cooking pot, and it would cause a man to enter his grave. Sometimes we give evil eye to our own children when we don't say Allahumma barik. So evil eye exists and does not mean that the person given it is evil in no way. This can just happen. Envy is a major sin. Envy or hasad is something that a person wishes that a particular favor or blessing is to be removed from that individual. That is called envy, and it consumes your good deeds. To get rid of evil eye, do ruqyah. If someone knows the person that made the evil eye to him, there is a cure for that. So the Prophet ﷺ said, when we rebuked Amr ibn Rubiya, he ordered him to wash himself and collect the water. So Amr did exactly as the Prophet ﷺ instructed. He washed his face, hands, elbows, knees, the side of his feet, and inside of his waist wrapper, and collected all of this and put in a bucket. And the Prophet ordered someone to come from behind of Sahil and pour it over his head and back and turn the bucket upside down. Amr did what the Prophet ﷺ said, and the water collected for Sahib was thrown over him, and all of a sudden Sahib stood up as if nothing had happened to him. Subhanallah. This is the fact that when such a mistake takes place, you direct the people to what it blocks it and how to rectify it. You go to step 2, which is doing ruqyah, reciting verses of the Quran and seeking healing. You can do it on water and to wipe over the affected area, and that works amazingly. It takes 5 days, so it doesn't work on the first attempt. Drink it from that water multiple days. Because some people say that, we tried ruqyah but it hasn't worked. However, you have to do it for a few days, and, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will be cured. You have to suspect the person who have done the evil eye and then collect the water. In this hadith, we see that the Prophet ﷺ rebuked Amr and was really angry with him, telling him that why would you kill his own brother, to show the severity of what you've done and the gravity of the mistake. Don't forget to say to the people who compliment you, say Allahumma barik. Sometimes when people do such mistakes, it is permissible in being harsh and rebuking them so they do not do it again. From this story, we have learned that such mistakes, such as evil eye, can lead to killing someone. In this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ is teaching us how to block mistakes from happening in the future. So if you see someone doing a sin, an error, teaching them it is wrong, and in the future do so and not to fall into it. I'll leave you here for Manillah. Wa sallallahu wa baraka ala nabina Muhammad. So I'll catch you in the next episode. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.